All right, folks, I haven't made a video in a long time. I just don't have the time. But I wanted to share something with you, and oftentimes I just kind of come in making a video and I just kind of start talking. Other times, if it's something more exegetical, more detailed, I write something out. But this one, I really don't have much. I didn't plan on exactly what it was I was going to say in this video. But I was kind of encouraged by a brother last night. And so I felt that I ought to make a video because I think that there's a lot of you out there that need some encouragement. And so let me just briefly kind of brief you on what's been going on. And I'm not going to share a lot of details. It's going to just be about that condensed. And 2016, pretty much all of 2016 up to this very day, and however into the foreseeable future, has been the second worst season of my life. I have been just under attack, emotionally, spiritually, just been going through some extremely difficult times. And not all the same issues, but it just seems like one attack after another. And the most recent issue that I'm actually dealing with right now is a woman issue. Again, I'm not going to share all those details, but the gist of it was I was involved long distance with a woman who I thought was the one, wanted to marry, and as it turns out, she had a boyfriend the entire time. So I'm pretty beat up and emotional over that, to say the least. But again, the purpose of this video is not so much to complain about my problems, but to share with you the struggles that I've been having. And those struggles are, having gone through all of these difficulties this last year, I'm really coming to recognize that some of my sin and some of my sin has been selfishness. And what do I mean by that? Well, I've been selfish. I have, in effect, I have made an idol out of things, particularly an idol out of marriage, an idol out of that woman. And I've been selfish in thinking, having a mindset that God owes me a bride, God owes me something. And of course, that's wrong and sinful thinking. But that's what sin does to you. It confuses you, and it just really messes with you, messes with your head and right thinking. And so with that selfishness, and also just not trusting the Lord, because through the circumstances, through everything, I haven't been trusting God as I ought to. And especially is particularly bad for someone like me, 5 Point Baptist, if you know my videos. And I haven't been trusting God. I've been wrapped up in my emotions and wrapped up in my problems. And it's just caused a lot of grief. And it's not good. It's not good. I've always tried to put on a happy face for my followers. I hate using that word, but followers here on YouTube, because as someone who tries to be an example for others, I always try to make it seem as though I've always had had it together, and because I can't let any of my followers, subscribers, whatever, I can't let them down. I got to make it like I've got all of my stuff together. And the truth of the matter is, I'm just like anybody else. I have all of my struggles and hurts and pains and sins, just like all of you. And it's tough. And so really the point of this short video was I just wanted to encourage many of you, because I know that I'm not the only one going through problems. And I know so many of you are as well. Some of you just feel so alone. You feel like nobody understands what you're going through, and maybe they don't. There's not anybody there. Your problems may be different than mine. You might be without a job. Your kids might be crazy. I don't know. But whatever your problems are, you're not alone. You're not alone. And Paul even discusses it. It's not as though what you're going through isn't being experienced by all your brothers and sisters around the world. And that's a paraphrase. That's the 5 Point Baptist paraphrase. But you're not alone. You may feel alone. I feel alone. I feel terribly alone. I mean, I have shed more tears in the last 3 months than maybe my entire life. I have been absolutely broken, beat down, broken, suicidal, broken. And I know you feel alone, or even if you don't feel alone, I know you all have your own struggles, but because I'm grappling with all of this myself, I'm really just preaching to myself here. But because I'm grappling with this myself, I just wanted to kind of maybe give some words of encouragement to all of you out there that might be going through some really tough times. Get into the Word, even if you don't want to, and pray. Because whatever it is, God puts us through difficult circumstances for a reason. We know there's nothing He does that doesn't have a good reason behind it. And everything He does do for us, and we know works all things together for our good. And that's what we have to trust. That's what I have to trust. And so I want to encourage you folks that during this time of struggle, really get into prayer and ask the Lord, Lord, I am struggling, confess sin, whatever you have to do. But ask the Lord to reveal to you what it is you need to learn through this. We're not asking about the secret counsel of God. Ask the Lord what you need to know about your situation, about your struggles. How is it that you can grow, learn, and mature in Christ through these struggles? Lord, what is it you want me to see as I navigate this valley? So I just want to encourage y'all to seek the Lord. Don't become bitter. Oh, it's so easy to do. I've been so bitter. I've been so angry. Don't become bitter. The Lord loves you. The Lord loves you. And He's there for you even when it doesn't seem like it. Even when He seems far away and all you hear is crickets. I'm telling you, the Lord is there. I feel Him. He is as distant as can be, it feels like right now. I feel like when I say I feel like I'm alone, I don't just mean I don't have anybody around, friends or family. I feel like God is gone. I just feel I am completely on an island in the middle of nowhere by myself, and not even the Lord is there to help me. That's what I feel like. This has been just a time of great distress for me. And so I know you all, not all of you, but I know many of you are probably going through the same stuff or similar things. And just take courage. Just take courage, knowing that the Lord does love you. He is there, and He is working things together for your good. And whatever it is you're going through, He has a purpose. There's a reason. Maybe there's some sin that needs to be dealt with. There's just some type of growth that He's trying to produce in you to conform you to the image of His Son. Speaking of being alone, this just popped in my head. I read an article yesterday, and it just dawned on me. We all know this. But it just, I don't know, for me, it just kind of hit me about being alone. And it mentioned Christ before He was arrested, and he had to ask His disciples, stay up and pray with me. And they didn't. So what did Christ do? He went over alone and prayed to the Father. He was alone. So even Christ knows what it's like to be alone. He knows what it's like when His friends aren't even there for Him. And that just hit me. It's like, wow, Christ knew, He knew what it was like to be alone, because that's how I feel. So what did He do? He just went and spoke to the Father. So that's what I'm encouraging you guys to do. Lift your head up high. The Lord is good, and He only wants good for you, even when it doesn't seem like it. So take courage. Take courage, guys. All right. God bless.